I mean, I'm sure we had the same thought process. Like, I'm sure the owner's mother's name is probably Carol. It was an ode to her mother. It's like, yeah, like great minds think alike. I had no idea though. Like, no idea. It was a pretty like, oh moment. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is like already totally a thing. And I thought it was the most original name I could have thought of. Like, who's gonna come up with my own mother's name? Who? Well, hi, it's Carol's daughter. I think someone's gonna ask me some questions.
Beautiful girls get the ugliest world. I'm just a sweetheart in the ugliest world.
I was always very delusional and I had very grandiose ideas for my future. So I was never shocked when everything worked out. It just felt more validating. Everyone else around me was shocked because they didn't believe in me, I guess. Like, why would you be posting music if you don't want it to hit 1 million streams? Like, of course that's what I was doing. I thought before Violent, I was like, every single song I put out, I was like, this one's gonna be it. This one's gonna be it. And I still think that way. I stay delusional. Like, every song I put out, I'm like, this one's gonna be it. This one's gonna blow me up again. Like, and until I'm right, then I'm not. But
Rack up again, already can't breathe. I just want some air before the high leaves. Drugs are fake and nothing's real. I'm awake, but I wish I was dead.
I think I was influenced by the current internet culture at the time. You know, it was like really a lot of drug culture, like being alternative, like looking cool, being fucked up, being super sad. I think this was heavily influenced by like Goth Boy Click and like Peep and like Bones and Wicca, like the early SoundCloud stuff, like X2. And so I was kind of inspired by just like that genre, and I think I wanted like validation. Like, I thought that was the coolest thing at the time. So I was like, yeah, like let me just do the coolest thing at the time. But I think that no matter what, I've definitely like hopped in some sounds maybe, and I think I always leave my own spin on it, because even though Violent was on a Lil Peep type beat, so that's like funny, I guess. But that's the only song that I ever made that really sounded like that. And all my other SoundCloud stuff, I would still put it in the realm of kind of like experimental. And I was just like figuring it out, like just having fun, like truly just trying a new thing with a song every time. Every time I would make a song, I would try something new. And then I stopped doing that. And now, where I'm at now, that's what I'm doing. I think you should always try to be very ambitious with your music. And, you know, it's very cliche, but shoot for the stars. Or, I mean, shoot for the moon. You might miss, you land with the stars. You know, like, you have to just always be trying something new. You can't just do what works over and over again.
I've seen friends turn to junkies with no purpose, out of money. Can I spend the night? I really need to crash.
Even if I had no one telling me things, that would have been the natural like progression of my thoughts. Like, I think that it's very normal if you have a bunch of eyes on you suddenly, you ask yourself, what am I supposed to do really? And I think that I overthought it, and of course, like, I wish I would have just stayed true to myself, or just, you know, whatever. But I feel like good with my post-Violent release. Like, I think what I was thinking was that everyone wants this song again. Everyone just wants me to make this song again. And I wanted to do like the opposite of what everyone expected, to really make it clear that like, I like that song, but I probably am not going to do that exactly again, just because that's not who I am as an artist. You know, like I said, I love to experiment and be ambitious with my music and just try new things.
I love my man, he just doesn't know it yet. We've been together every night in my head. You're going out.
think that the music that I'm making now is just what I have been trying to do all along. And I think that everybody will be able to hear that. I think it is so like undeniably me and my experience, and knowing that I am not special too. I'm special, but like knowing that I'm a breed of human, and I know there is a bunch of people like kind of exactly like me. They will hear this and it will just be like incredible to them, because like that's how it was to me when I wrote it, you know. And like feelings don't lie. I didn't feel that way about a lot of my music. And I always knew it. Like when I would put something out that I didn't like love, like I knew it, and people don't know which songs are which, and how I feel about everything. And sometimes you just have to accept that like no one's gonna know. No one's ever gonna know. And I also accept that like those songs that even I might not feel are super applicable to like my experience, or like at no point in time did I have like a piece of me in those songs, you know? But that's just the opposite now. It's just all of me into this music. And I experienced so much in the last, 2 years, just with life, with everything I was going through, that I couldn't have written this stuff if I had just kept on the same track. I had to do what I had to do. It all had to happen. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm going through, what I'm feeling, until I write it. And it'll be shocking to me, my own emotions. My own emotions will be shocking to me. Sometimes I'll be really thoroughly impressed with like the level of maturity that I'm like looking at a situation with, but only through my writing. It won't be like a conscious thing. Like for example, I have this song called "You're Still a Baby to Someone," and the song is about like people doing the most unspeakably awful, terrible things to you, and still recognizing that like everyone was a child once. Their mother still loves them, like no matter how evil somebody is, no matter how psycho they grew up to be, somebody still looks at them like a baby, and someone still like cares about them. And that song is about someone who did me like the worst someone has ever done me. And I couldn't even believe that I wrote that song. I like couldn't even believe that that was my view on it. I was just like felt almost betrayed by myself, in a way. So I think it's like I will go through something, and it will be instant. Like it'll be current. It'll be future. Like it's how I process everything. It's like a puzzle to me. I'm obsessed with writing. Like I'm obsessed with having a feeling, and I'm obsessed with having a perfect, beautiful, poetic way of saying it. Like that is my obsession.
Never helped me how I look is never beautiful girl.
I love long titles. So we have I Love My Man, parentheses, he just doesn't know it yet. We have Beautiful Girls, parentheses, Get the Ugliest World. We have Your Mother Still Loves You, Even If I Don't. Or no, it's called You're Still a Baby to Someone.
Yeah.
You're Still a Baby to Someone. I love long titles because of my, I grew up listening to emo music, and I think that's very common in a lot of emo bands. It's just really lengthy, poetic titles, and they just immediately grab my attention. I've done that for a while, Please Put Me in a Medically Induced Coma. I just love long titles. The longer the title, the better the song.
Beautiful girls get the ugliest words. I'm just a sweetheart in the
This may seem funny to some people, but I just always am really hard on myself, and I'm like, this isn't cool enough. Literally cool enough. And I don't care if other people don't understand this. Everyone's like, you don't have to try to be cool. If you have to try to be cool, you're not cool. Wrong. A million times wrong. No, it's not rocket science. I'm telling you, you have to brainstorm. You have to actually think how do I say this the coolest way? You know, there's not everyone can do it. Not everyone can do it. I am tortured, and I like see the world in a truly different way. Like I'm constantly just like looking. It's like I'm sacrificing my own well-being for the greater good of music. Not actually, but oh um but yeah, like I have to tap into the most like darkest, worst terrible things that's ever happened to me. Like I do have to tap into that. And I stay in a very like emotionally open state most of the time. Um and that's honestly who I am just as a person. Like if you have a conversation with me, it's like more than likely it will go very heavy, very deep. Like I'm not uncomfortable with that like at all. So I think me being a very emotional person, me being a very sensitive person, I have no choice but to like put it into something. I don't even take a song to like get produced if I don't think it's like already really good. So there are probably there's probably 50 like produced songs that aren't finished but produced that will never ever see the light of day. There's probably 300 fully fleshed out songs in my brain and in my notes app over the last like 4 years that will also never see the light of day. But oftentimes I will like repurpose things, you know, like I look at writing a song kind of as a puzzle, um, but not, you know, because puzzles, there's only one right piece, you know? So that is correct for a song. In my mind, it's like there's a lot of objectively really good music, but when you're in a room with people who have like similar taste to you and uh whatever, like you know that they're good and you know you're good, you know there is a chorus, there is a part like there's a right answer. There's a right answer that is the best answer, right? So it's like sometimes I'll make a song and I'll be like, oh, this is dope. Actually, all of this is dope except the main part. Like, except the main part. Like, I'm like, oh, wow, this is all dope except the main part. And I know that, like, this chorus can be better. So I'll literally take the entire chorus out, which to a lot of people would be the entire song. But the way I view it is like a puzzle. So I'm like, I know that there's something here. It's not quite right. And like, yeah, the chorus was completely changed. And it's the same song. And like, no one would ever know. You know, if you heard the first one, you'd be like, oh yeah, this is the song and this is objectively good. And then if you heard the second one, you're like, well, that's the best answer. Like, so it's like other pieces can fit, but they're not the perfect fit. Like, you can force something to fit for sure, but like greatness, like you just know when something's fucking great, and it's like it feels good to do that, and you like cannot settle.
Human, does anyone care? Wonder when I'll be myself again. Brushing my teeth, brushing my hair.
Yeah, I've been spending most of my time the last year really writing, being in sessions, trying to create just all the new music. And now I'm focused a little bit more on like the visuals and really kind of honing in on like my brand, my style. It's again like truly finding myself and tapping into like my old inspirations. People may look at my progression and think that I have changed a lot. And like if you don't know me, yeah, I've like changed. But if you know me, I just became myself like all over again. And it's like really incredible to me, but no one else has to understand. Like I know that this is the music I have been capable and wanting to make this whole time. And like it was close. It was close before. Hi, my name is Carol's daughter, and you've just been buzzed.